This moment was incredible. John Cena, after being the biggest babyface in the WWE for over 20 years, finally turned heel. To say this was unexpected would be an understatement. No one could believe that the WWE actually went through with it, and the excitement was insane. It was all over social media. Like, I had friends who have never watched wrestling before ask me what this means. Unfortunately, the follow-up to this moment has failed to live up to expectations up until this point. Obviously, we still have so much of 2025 to go, but I think the expectations versus reality meme is the perfect way to describe how wrestling fans are feeling right now. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, but if your answer is no.
If your answer is no, then tonight, the dream dies.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. At Money in the Bank 2024, John Cena announced that 2025 will be his last year wrestling and he would retire by the end of the year. He later announced that he had a set number of appearances throughout 2025. This came as no surprise to me. The writing has been on the wall for a while now. The last time John Cena was full-time was back in 2017, and since then he's been on and off, on again and off again, pretty much. And during that time period, he's been losing and losing and losing. John Cena was basically the Celtics Shaq over WWE, man. He was washed. The worst loss, in my opinion, came at WrestleMania 39 when he lost to Austin Theory. Did you guys see that? That was one finisher. It took one finisher to beat John Cena, man. Super Cena would never. But yeah, I don't want to understate just how overpowered John Cena was in his prime. DDT on exposed concrete, doesn't matter. John Cena wins. The entire Raw roster, doesn't matter. John Cena wins. Brock Lesnar coming from an insane UFC run, doesn't matter. Cena wins. John Cena was winning so much during this time that it got to a point where fans started to despise him. He was the 2017 Warriors. He was the New England Patriots. That was John Cena during this time. What made it worse is that he kept on doing heelish things but was presented as a face. A good example is the Embrace the Hate storyline where John Cena stole Zack Ryder's girlfriend after he got injured. Another one is John Cena challenging for the WWE Championship right after Rey Mysterio won it. Like, bro, you couldn't even give him a day. Like, this was so messed up, man.
Can you give me one more day? I'm not asking you for a week. I'm not asking you for a month. I'm not asking you for a year. Can you give me one more day?
And yeah, as a result, a large portion of WWE fans desperately wanted Cena to turn heel. And in some cities, he was pretty much the de facto heel, like at Money in the Bank 2011. John Cena did have a mini redemption arc during his full-time years. I think 2015 was when he started the US Open Challenge. And this was fantastic, man. John Cena was pretty much on every single Raw, putting on bangers, putting over new people, new stars who we've never seen before. The biggest one being Kevin Owens. Like, Kevin Owens pinning John Cena was so unexpected. It also killed the John Cena can wrestle narrative. Fast forward to 2025 at the Raw premiere on Netflix. John Cena made his mission clear. He wanted to win his 17th World Championship, and he was going to do that first by winning the Royal Rumble. At the Royal Rumble, he made it all the way to the final two, but eventually got eliminated by Jey Uso. Yeah, this quick side note, this Rumble was low-key fire, man. The ending was super unexpected. I know people don't like Jey Uso, but I liked that we had an unpredictable ending, because I feel like the last couple have been super predictable. This one, you could have named 10 other guys who I'd have picked before I would have picked Jey Uso. Overall, just a really good Royal Rumble. At the post-show press conference, we got the first hint of a John Cena heel turn.
I am going to the Elimination Chamber to win and win a 17th championship, because that's what's best for business.
Okay, now this is where things get a little bit weird, man, and I couldn't really tell you what the original plan was, so bear with me. The Rock, the final boss, on an episode of SmackDown, asked Cody for his soul.
I don't want that. I want your soul.
We've already touched on this in 2 separate videos, so I'll keep this short, but essentially in real life, The Rock apparently wanted Cody to turn heel, and that somehow led into what we're going to talk about next. In Toronto, John Cena did the impossible. He outlasted 5 other men and won the Elimination Chamber, guaranteeing him an opportunity for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Then, surprisingly, this happened. John Cena sold his soul to The Rock and turned heel in an epic moment. The question now is, why did he do this? And they still haven't really explained it yet. Like, why did John Cena sell his soul to The Rock? Because Cena won the Elimination Chamber by himself and would then go on to win at WrestleMania 41 by himself. Well, actually, he had Travis Scott, so maybe that's what this is all about. John Cena sold his soul to The Rock for Travis Scott. Maybe that's what this is about. But anyways, the expectation heading into this retirement run was that it would be built around John Cena winning the 17th World Championship as a face. The expected matchup that most people predicted was going to be Gunther versus John Cena, which makes perfect sense, right? Like monster heel versus mega babyface. That would have worked really well. I thought we'd get a storyline of John Cena just like trying over and over again, but kept on failing. Like you try to win the Royal Rumble and fail. You try to win the Elimination Chamber but fail, and then finally win Money in the Bank, and then maybe win the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. I thought that's what the storyline was going to be, but obviously went in a different direction, and hey, the direction we went in was still pretty good, right? The reality was John Cena turned heel. The expectation from that heel turn was that we'd get a brand new version of John Cena. We'd get a fresh coat of paint. No more trumpets in the theme song, no more jorts, no more colorful t-shirts. We'd get a brand new presentation, right? In reality, none of that changed. It's the same presentation, it's the same t-shirts, it's the same jorts. Which, again, is... we would have liked that, but it's not really what matters, right? Like, what matters is the content. The expectation was that Cena would become more vicious and more desperate for that 17th World Championship. Like, that would be the main thing, that he was just a fiend for this 17th World Championship, and that's what led to him becoming evil. Somewhat like Edge back in 2008, that desperation. Like, Edge was a crazy man, right? I thought that's what we were gonna get out of this heel turn. The reality was his main talking points were breaking up with the fans and this being a toxic relationship.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And he keeps repeating this over and over and over again, to the point I want to fast forward, like when he's speaking, bro, because it's like, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing over and over and over.
And I don't think that's the reaction that the WWE wants, right? They want people to be engaged with what they're watching. You have some people making the point that it's a kayfabe, like 2.0 type of thing. Like, they know that that's a reaction that I'm gonna have, right? So that's why they're doing it. And maybe that's the case, right? It's also been made, the point has also been made that, yeah, John Cena hasn't changed anything about his presentation because he knows that fans won't like that, right? So that's making him more and more of a heel. But I think at some point you're like sacrificing entertainment for the sake of like heat, which like I don't think that's a good trade-off, right? Because I think he would have still been bold if he had like a new presentation and everything, and that would have been more entertaining to watch. But that's just my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think. But that's not my only issue with John Cena's heel turn. The promos have been pretty stale. The other issue is that he has his heel voice that he keeps using, and it feels so forced, man. Like, it doesn't sound like that's what he truly believes. And that's taking away from like my ability to enjoy what I'm watching, right?
For 3 generations of your family is erased.
It sounds like he's using a bad guy voice, and it makes him sound kind of goofy. But the good thing is that he has improved this over time, right? Like the first promo, this was really bad, like a really big issue. But nowadays, it's slowly starting to get better, which... Again, that's the main point which I made at the start of the video, that, we're only halfway through 2025. Not even halfway through yet. We're not even close to the finish line of this heel storyline, so, hopefully it'll get better and better and better. But yeah, his hatred for the fans feels a little misplaced, right? Because fans have mostly been pro Cena for the last 5 years. He hasn't been booed in so long. Like, it feels like he's recycling material that he came up with back in 2010 when he was actually meant to turn heel, but Vince, vetoed it on a what's that NBA commissioner's name? What's his name, bro? David Stern. He vetoed it on a David Stern type beat. John Cena talks about it on a podcast with Chris Van Vliet, and you can kind of hear the disappointment in his voice. Like, it sounds like he was pretty excited to do that heel turn, and maybe that's why he's using some of that material here.
How close were you to turning heel?
Real close.
Around what time period?
Cena Rock 1.
Oh.
I got word that they were going to do it. I went out and recorded a new song. I went out and got all new gear. Like, I was ready to go.
That's not to say that everything is bad, right? Like, I think his main goal being that he wants to ruin wrestling is actually pretty interesting, right? And the way he's going to do that is by retiring as world champion and taking the lineage with him. So the WWE is going to have to create a whole new world title if John Cena takes that one with him. And that's a pretty interesting storyline, and I think it can work with several different characters in the WWE right now. Like, his interaction with CM Punk is gonna be pretty fire when that eventually happens. AJ Styles, that's going to be pretty fire when that eventually happens. So yeah, I'm overall kind of down on it right now, but there's definitely potential here, and I hope the WWE finds something and sticks to it, and it ends up being a decent rest of 2025. But yeah, what do you guys think of John Cena's heel turn so far, man? Let me know down in the comments. Who do you want to see him face in his last couple of matches? And who do you think he eventually loses the belt to? Because I don't think he's going to retire with it, but who do you think he eventually loses? Probably Cody, right? It has to be Cody. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.